Welcome to the RetroBro Live Show. Whether you consider him a known troll or your favorite show, RetroBro is here to talk games, slam protein shakes, and maybe hurt a few feelings along the way. Don't forget to sub and stay active in the chat. Now, without further delay, here is the RetroBro.
What is up, guys? John the RetroBro, and welcome to the first episode of RetroBro Live Show. Just something I kind of want to do on a regular basis, hopefully maybe weekly, I don't know, maybe bi-weekly. It just depends on how much shit I have to talk about and how many beers I've had that night. And if I can line anybody up as far as a guest goes, tonight I'm actually joined by KamikazeSoundwavez. What's up, man?
Yo, sir. Hey, much obliged for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. It was kind of a last-minute thing. I wasn't even going to have any guests on, but I was like, hey, you know what? Kamikaze was streaming. Figured I'd jump in, say what's up. And always a dude for a good conversation.
Yeah, depending on who you ask, though. But
yeah. Yeah, if you ask my wife, it's not good conversation after 10 years. It's like, hey, how's it going? What are the kids doing? You having a good day? Yeah, no, you going to kill them? Oh, okay, if you do, just don't make a mess.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That's how it goes.
But yeah, man, so I kind of wanted to just run through for the viewers. Please stay active in the chat. The more interaction we get, the more we can talk, more shit we can bring up, and the more fun it is. And I just wanted to start off. A couple days ago, I hit 400 subs, which it was kind of funny because I wasn't even really paying attention to my sub count. It's something I stopped caring about probably about 7 months ago. And it just, lately, looked like I've seen an increase, and I think it was Cybernetic Slayer. Somebody pointed out in one of my videos that I hit, the 400 mark, so I figured I would just say thank you. And I went ahead and went on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, it's what the fuck is it? GTD Retro, I think. I don't know. I've been trying to change it to the RetroBro now for a while, and I can't figure out how to do it. So yeah, it's at GTD _ retro. Jeez, no wonder I fucking changed that name. That sounds ridiculous. Tongue twister, man.
Hey, but congrats, by the way, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's it is what it is. It's kind of funny because I put out less content now, and I seem to be getting more subs than I did when I actually really cared. But
it's the old quality over quantity, man. And I think that's a lot of my problem. Is I just when I have time, I'll just throw out a video, and sometimes it's like I don't really have the time to commit to it. It's like that's the time that I'm allowed to, and I'm like, shit, I got this time. Let me throw it out there. You know what I mean? So, but no, seriously though, man, congrats, man. You really well deserved.
And you know what? And that's funny because those are usually the videos that get the most views, it seems. Like I think my most viewed video was a video on how to put Cody on the RetroPie. And it's got
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's got 11,000 views at this point. It's ridiculous.
Well, I put a fucking Hot Pocket in a microwave, and I got 8,000 views off that. So, hey, man, I said it before, and I said it again, man. You never know what's gonna hit or miss with these YouTube videos. I mean, you could literally fart into a bowl or some shit, and you could get 1 million views off of it. Yeah. You never know what's gonna hit and what's gonna miss.
Kids these days will watch that shit too. That's the funny part.
I know, and I mean, sometimes, obviously, I'll watch my kids' YouTube history, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is this? What are you watching? I mean, I feel like, I get it, because I feel like sometimes my parents would watch what I would watch, and they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I think it's cool. And now growing up as a parent, and I watch what they watch, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And my oldest son, he's obsessed with Markiplier, and I do not get it. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's interesting. I think whatever he does look, respect is due, man. He's got a lot of followers. He makes money, but I don't find him interesting in the slightest.
Dude, I told my daughter she can't watch him anymore. I laid the kibosh on that shit real fast. But but yeah, man. So I figured I'd start off this just with the Q&A. So you can definitely join in when I get them and go over them.
Yeah, absolutely,
so
man. Absolutely.
I'm gonna pull them up here. Hopefully I can find the damn things. And yeah, I had to screen cap because I couldn't figure out how to save these things and find them on Twitter. I hate Twitter, man. I'm the most incapable Twitter person there is.
I'm just like, and you know, we've been friends for a while now, and you see, like, I'm not active on Facebook, I'm not active on Twitter, like, I'm just not a social media type of person. It's just not for me, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't even like Twitter, but everyone's like, no, you got to do Twitter, you got to do Twitter, you got to do Twitter. I'm like, all right, I'll make a damn Twitter, and every now and then I'll post like videos or I'll share tweets on there or whatever.
Yeah, and I've done it for the sake of YouTube. Like, I'll mess around with social media, but for the sake of, like, if like really into it, like, it's just, you know, I mean, like, if you hit me up personally or somebody, like, I know, like, sends me a direct message, other than that, like, I don't really mess with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into these. There's only a couple of them. Sega CD Universe on Twitter, Vampire Mike at Sega CD Universe asked me, do you have a favorite FMV game? What is your favorite bicep exercise, and how do I take my coffee? FMV game is funny. Actually, it was like, FMV, what the hell is that? Full motion video, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
I actually never liked those, man. I remember when the Sega CD first came out, and I thought it was like the stupidest thing ever. I did not dig it. So I don't even think I ever really even played an FMV game. What about yourself?
FMV, dude. Okay, so all right, my parents went through a pretty messy divorce, and my dad pretty much tried to buy my love. So like around the Sega era, like, I got a lot of fucking Sega CD shit. And I played a lot of FMV games, like a lot more than I'd probably like to admit. But I'm not gonna lie, like, they're weird, and they have this, like, when you go back and look at them, they look like they just have this whole weird aura around them, and it's not interesting, it's not good, but they're just so weird that you can't. It's like a car wreck. They're so bad you can't, like, turn away. You know what I mean? You have to look at them. You know what I mean? But FMV, like, the games that I definitely played was like shit, man. Sewer Shark. Oh my God, Sewer Shark.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, you never played it? Son of a bitch, man. That is a weird game. I don't know if you ever used to watch the guy back in the day. His name was the Spoonie Experiment. But he made like his whole like series about like making fun of FMV games, and it's quite hilarious.
They deserve to be made fun of. How do I take my coffee, he asked me. I'm a cream and sugar guy, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to coffee. My wife will drink it black, but I'm like, nah, dump as much cream in there as possible, or sugar.
You know, yeah, man, coffee, man. I have never gotten along with coffee. If I drink a cup of coffee right now, I'll probably be somewhere like butt naked, shaking, sitting on a toilet, man. Coffee just does not work well with me. My wife, though, she'll drink coffee before she goes to bed, and I cannot understand it at all.
Yeah, that's when you know you have a problem. If you could drink caffeine like that before bed and fall asleep, you should probably reevaluate your life decisions.
Well, my wife is Hispanic, so like their whole thing is like to eat like what they call pancito, which is like, you know, Mexican word for bread, and coffee. Like that's just like their thing to do. But no, coffee, man, coffee just does not work for me.
Yeah, but the one thing I won't do is like the frou-frou Starbucks shit. I don't do that. That's for pussies.
Oh hell no. And you'd be lucky if you catch me drinking a Red Bull, man. I'll drink a Red Bull. Don't get me wrong, if it's for free. Well, I work in an industry where it's weird. I can get beverages like for free, which is a whole different discussion. But if I see a Red Bull and I'm like super like, oh man, I'm yawning a lot, I'll chug one.
Yeah, I'm actually addicted to energy drinks, I think, because I used to, on the East Coast, you could drink coffee all year round. I mean, you're in North Carolina, so it's a little warmer down there, but in Pennsylvania, your hottest day is like 90. So it's reasonable to drink coffee all year. But out here in Arizona, dude, there'll be some mornings where I wake up and like as soon as that sun comes out, it's over 100 degrees. And I'm like, I ain't touching coffee, man.
All right, I gotta ask you a question, man. I've seen these things like on Facebook and shit like that. Is it true, man, you could throw a pan down in the middle of the street, crack an egg on it, and that bitch will fry? Is that for real? Is that real?
Yeah, I've seen people do it. You could put the egg directly on the street and cook it. I mean, you could leave the pan out there. It might take a little bit to heat up, but if you give it time, it'll get hot enough.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
I could not deal with that. I could not deal with that, bro. I could not deal with that at all.
It's only in the direct sunlight, though. The shade is literally probably 15 degrees cooler, like just under a tree. The sun out here is just insane. Like, that's why I'm having a pool built.
Oh yeah, I saw that, man. That's cool as fuck, man. I mean, I just moved into it's like a housing development, so like we got like a community pool. But no, man, to have a pool in the backyard, man, that's like a fucking dream, man. That's dope as hell.
Yeah, when it was 120 last week, and I just closed my blinds. I ain't even fucking looking at that thing. It's a big hole in my backyard. It's just torture, man.
So are you building it, or are you paying someone to build it?
Hell no, I'm paying somebody to.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, shit, man. I didn't know if you, were fucking gifted with the pool making shit. But hey, no. All right, I got you.
No, definitely not. So yeah. Also, what my favorite bicep curl is. All right, so I like doing the straight barbell curls, or 21s with a straight barbell. So what I'll do normally is I'll get like a light 60-pound barbell straight bar and do 21s, and I'll do like 3 sets, drop that, and then go grab like an 80 or 90, and then go heavy for like 3 or 4 sets. And then also I like doing I call them running the rack, where you start at like 40 pounds and just go all the way from 40 down to 0 or 5 or whatever, and just do each weight for 8 reps. And it's shit, dude, you'll be on the 5s and you literally like, you'll be looking like a little bitch in the gym, trying sitting there pumping 5s, man, and you're like barely lifting them, and it's like, but it kills me, man. But yeah, so Sega CD Universe, thanks a lot. It looks like you got a question from JRPG Gaming. What did he say? How are sales on the RetroBro? Pretty good. Anytime Nintendo releases a SNES or NES Mini, and people know they're not going to be able to get one, they send me a message. So it's pretty good this month.
Man, I wish I could have figured that shit out, man. That's man, I'm pretty sure you're making a pretty good penny from that. I mean, not to throw your business out there, but or nothing like that, but man, I mean, fuck. I mean, I don't understand like why I never heard of, I mean, I've heard of emulation, but I don't know why I never like bought into it or bought one. But since I bought one from you, man, I mean, Jesus Christ, like I don't understand why people even think about buying an SNES Mini or NES Classic or any like, just generic piece of whatever you want to call it. One of those things, I mean, it just completely embodies your entire like wanting to go back and experience retro, like period, hands down. Yeah,
without a doubt. We'll get into emulation and collecting here in a little bit when we discuss the RGT85 video. But Heavy Metal Gamer at Heavy Metal Gamer Show, I think on Twitter. Your thoughts on VR and its future. And I'm actually kind of glad he asked me this, because one of my buddies just bought a VR. And he was always kind of chatty about VR, but ever since he bought the VR, he's like, every now and then, like, I was at the gym today and he throws me the stat about the VR having more support than the Kinect ever did. And I'm like, okay, but you're comparing it to a dead peripheral or an epically failed peripheral. So, I mean, I don't know what that tells me. But my thoughts personally on VR is what it comes down to, if you cut and dry, gamers are lazy and peripherals never catch on.
Agreed.
If they do, they're short-lived. They might sell well. Maybe Sony or whoever might make money, but it's always a short-lived little thing. I mean, especially VR, dude. How many times has that been tried and failed?
A lot.
So, is VR cool? Fuck yeah, it's cool. I mean, and from what I've heard, and I've talked to people who used it, it's actually, the PSVR is actually a pretty good little thing. But again, gamers are lazy. It's a peripheral. And if 3D TV failed because people didn't want to wear glasses when they watch TV, do you think VR gaming's gonna succeed when you got to put an entire headset on?
Yeah, when it goes to VR for me, like, yeah, same thing. I always said it was a peripheral. It's just something that, like, it's amusing and then it fades out. I got one of those like headset things that you put your phone in, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I thought it was really, really cool, and I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun, seeing the games and the VR videos, etc., etc. But PSVR and Oculus Rift, like, it's amusing, and I think that it's great, but for the price, absolutely not. I will wait till like maybe the 3rd generation when it's completely fleshed out, where it's actually intuitive. And hey, look, I'm old school and I'm lazy. I like to sit my ass in a chair, have a controller in my hand, and the TV. To actually move around and do all that stuff, dude, like, that's not why I game. I game to just chill, sit down. Like, that's cool for like a one-time experience, and I think after you experience it, like you're kind of done with it. That's my interpretation of it anyway.
No, absolutely. And look at it this way too. I think the average age of a gamer now is like 30 years old, and this was a point I made. How many 30-year-olds have kids, and maybe they only get an hour to game a night,
right?
Maybe they only get 2 hours. So are they going to spend that hour on something that they really can't sit down? I mean, I'm sure you can enjoy it, but like, and even like for myself, like sometimes I'll have a game on like after dinner, and I'm sitting in the living room, and like my wife and my kids might be watching me play Forza, and my youngest is playing with her toys in the living room. Like,
right, yeah.
I can be there playing a game and still be involved with what they're doing, but if I'm putting a VR headset on and I'm absorbed in that, I'm not paying attention to my wife and kids. So I think it might have been something that I would find pretty cool if I was like in my 20s and maybe single. Like I'd probably buy it if I had disposable income, but that doesn't change the fact that I just think it's a peripheral, and peripherals, from what we've seen in the past, just they don't succeed. So
yeah, I mean, look at Wii. Like, I mean, we went to Wii U pretty much shortly after. It's basically a tablet controller. That's their whole peripheral, if that's what you want to call it. But I mean, look how fast the Wii U motion thing died out. It was around, it sold, but I mean, it did not stick around very long. I mean, it was, like I said, it got the attention of people. They wanted to try it out. They tried it, and then now it's gone.
Yep. And I mean, the Wii, I mean, I don't know if I would consider the Wii a peripheral, but yeah.
I mean, to a degree. I mean, look at the Wii. All right, listen. I mean, I've had parties at my house with buddies and stuff like that. Wii bowling, when that thing came out, like that was the game to play. and baseball. I mean, come on, drinking beers and playing that game with friends was like fun. It was fun. But it got old. It got old quick. I mean, that's not a game you're going to play by yourself. I imagine like when you first bought a Wii system, you played it by yourself. But the Wii was like the party system. Invite your buddies over. Let's play a game of bowling, or et cetera, et cetera.
What's up, BioPhoenix? Thanks for joining the show, and definitely stay active in the chat, man. Cybernetic Slayer asked me, "Do you even Q&A, bro?" And I believe I do, because I'm getting some Q&A action right now.
Cyber's a funny guy. I like Cyber.
Is, dude. His Tekken videos, just I die watching those, man. They're funny. I don't understand how I could be so. He puts them out and I watch them, but they're good. No, he does good Let's Plays on those. But he asked me, besides Hwoarang, who are some of your favorite characters to use in Tekken? So this one in particular, in Tekken 7, I think I've really kind of grown to like Miguel, who's, I don't know, he's kind of like a Mexican drug lord. So I really like him. And where's some of the other ones? It's that one boxing dude. I can't remember his name, but he's like the boxing version of Hwoarang. Have you played Tekken 7 yet?
No, not a Tekken guy, man. Not a Tekken guy. I'm a Street Fighter guy, hands down. To get me to play any other fighting game is pretty much a chore, man.
Really? See, I personally, I don't care. If it's a good game, it's a good game for me when it comes to fighting. Like I just bought the definitive edition for Killer Instinct. I'm curious to see if I'll really like that one. I've played some of
Killer
the
Instinct is like, it's just Killer Instinct. It's like you just press X X X X X X B B B B B. It's like, it's not intuitive enough for me. Street Fighter is I don't know. I just where I feel home at. It's where I feel most comfortable at. I'm a long running fan of Marvel vs. Capcom until Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate, and that's where I gave up. But that's a different story. But no, man, Capcom, just like that was, to me, I think they were the definitive fighting just company, period, hands down. I know that might sound like crazy to some people, but that's just my preference.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because originally I was like you. I grew up on Sega Genesis, so it was all about Street Fighter, and I can't tell you how many hours I've logged playing Super Street Fighter 2, the new champions. I mean, craziness, because I had a Sega Genesis for a long time, man. We weren't very well off when I was a kid, so I worked the hell out of that Sega. And I remember I went from Sega to PlayStation, and by then I got Tekken 2, and then I just was boom, Tekken. Also played Mortal Kombat a lot on the Genesis. But
Mortal Kombat, yeah, Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Looking back, I don't know even why I played that, because the controls in that game are shit compared to Street Fighter. But yeah, man, it's just kind of something that if it's a good fighter game, I'll play it. I personally don't like Street Fighter V, which is kind of disappointing. But Tekken I really like. You know, could the roles be reversed? If the roles was reversed, I would tell you I like Street Fighter better. But it's just, you know.
Street Fighter V, I mean, it's mechanically an amazing game.
I kind of would disagree with that, because I feel like combos are a bitch in that game, man. Maybe I just suck. I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you that I'm a master. I'm not going to tell you that I'm the best. I'm not going to even tell you that I'm the greatest. I don't think I'm even slightly good. I've played competitive, and I've learned my place in that game. But I will say that I've played it enough to know that, like, when I lose, I know I deserve to lose, and when I win, I know I deserve to win. So anyway, long story short, like, playing competitive, like, you know, you really need to be able to hold your own. And to me, it's just mechanically, if you're looking at the game as a whole, is what I'm getting at, is it's mechanically great. Everything else around it just falters. It's terrible. And if they just would have spent some more time around the other content of the game, it could have been amazing. But once again, that's Capcom for you.
Dude, if they would have just added a few characters, I probably wouldn't be as mad as I would be. Like, I remember getting the game, I was like, really? This is the roster? I mean, that's weak, man. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Tekken 7, definitely Miguel. I always kind of like Lee too. Lee was always good. So it's funny, I need to play it more. My 5-year-old plays Tekken 7 more than I do.
Well, speaking of Tekken, before you move on though, I did play Tekken Tag a lot. I was an arcade head back in the day, man. And I'm talking about the era around Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Tekken Tag, Street Fighter Third Strike, etc. I used to live in the arcade back when I was like junior, senior in high school. And man, Tekken Tag, I spent a lot of time with the game, and I played with Eddie and Law, and that's basically that's all I played with.
Eddie Gordo, yeah, no doubt. Tekken Tag was good. I think I have all the tags on PS2. Those are fun. Picky Old Gamer asks, what is the state of retro collecting? For me in my area, it sucks. I don't collect anymore. Yeah, I stopped collecting probably shortly after Christmas, I think. But dude, my area, okay, so this is how the Phoenix area is. This is crazy. We have one store that is a local chain. They have three stores throughout Phoenix. There's 1UP Games, Flashback Games, Fix and Play, the Game Zone. I think there's a Gaming Zone. So there's 5 more right there. We literally, probably within a 40-mile radius, have 9 retro stores in my area. And I'm in a Facebook group, a local collector group. I don't know why I'm in this group. It's mostly just collectors, but there's people who sell stuff every now and then, so you can find a deal. But it has like over 900 members, dude. Like, it's got more members just in that group than some towns in the country do. So collecting here in Arizona, forget about it, dude. You better know somebody. Like,
I think that goes for like anywhere you go nowadays. And you know, I'll be honest with you, there's only one console that I guess if you consider retro that I collect for is a Sega Dreamcast. All right, so long story short, I was 17 years old. I was living on my own. I had to sell everything that I owned as far as gaming. And because I had to stay afloat, I had to pay my bills, I had to be a big boy, you know what I mean? I made decisions, and that put me in that place. But that's neither here nor there. But there's a lot of games that I wish I didn't sell. There's a lot of games I want to go back and just own them for the simple fact that I owned them before, and they mean something to me. But the only thing that I never sold was my Sega Dreamcast, because it, till this day, is my favorite game console, hands down. And I bought a few games. I've been to a retro store a couple of times in my area. I bought like Resident Evil Code Veronica because my daughter snapped the disc when she was a baby, et cetera, et cetera. But what I'm getting at is I don't really go back and try to relive the old days. Like nowadays, like, you know, I want to play something that's new, something I missed out on, et cetera, et cetera. I don't collect for the sake of just saying that I have it. I literally just collect for the sake of this game meant something to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's some people who tell you that's crazy because, like, I know people who will collect. and they'll do it to find new games. I'm kind of like you. If it's a game that I don't have an attachment to, I'll just emulate that bitch. I don't care. Like I have Super Mario 3 on the Nintendo. I'll never sell that game because it's the cartridge I had growing up, and that game specifically was the last video game my father bought me before he passed away. And I remember he bought me that with the Nintendo top loader, which I still have. So I will never, someone could offer me $5,000 for those, I wouldn't sell them just because they have sentimental value. Yeah, so when it comes to stuff like that, anything I won't sell. Anything else, it's fair game if I can emulate it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I have Halo 1 and Halo 2 on the original Xbox. The case,
which you can't emulate
the game.
Yeah, you can't emulate those.
But it's not even about emulation. I mean, I have the Master Chief Collection. True. I even have the Xbox 360, whatever you call it. I forgot what it was called. Enhanced Edition, whatever it was. But what I'm getting to is Halo 1 and Halo 2. I spent so many fucking hours with. It was hard for me, like, even though I sold my Xbox, I'm like, I can't give these two games to you. And I don't know why. Those games just meant something to me, and it was hard to give the games away. I gave the hardware away, but I still own the games. And I know that may sound crazy to people, but I just could not give those games away. And I still own them. They're still sitting on my shelf.
Yeah. No doubt. So, that pretty much does it for the Q&A. So if you ask me something, appreciate it. I might do more Q&As in the future. They're a lot of fun. But so did you? I know you kind of heard about this, mostly through me. I don't know if you heard about it through anybody else, but there was a real life cheat code at GameStop over the holiday, probably through the last day in June till about the 4th. But so what they were doing was they were offering a buy two get one free on any used game, and then they were offering it another offer that coincided with that was if you traded in 6 games, they gave you a 60% bonus, and if you were a pro member, they gave you another 10% on top of that. So it was like 70% trade-in bonus. So there was one video I watched in particular. This guy, he gave a list of 6 games you needed. Like it was like Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the PS4 and Xbox, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, both of those on Xbox and PS4, and then Need for Speed Rivals and then Need for Speed, both on PS4. So those games at GameStop cost about $150 if you buy them pre-owned. Well, what you do is you take those. You can't do it anymore because they fixed everything. But you take those games and you take them to another GameStop down the road, and then you use your trade-in, and then you get like $250 for them. So once you have that $250 trade-in credit, you go buy like these. There was like a list of like 12 games. They were all Nintendo games. They were Nintendo DS or 3DS, Nintendo Wii U, and Nintendo Switch games. Good luck finding a U Switch game, by the way. And you buy those 6 games, you get you get 6, so you get 2 for free, and then you capitalize off that, and you literally just snowball this trade credit, and it's absolutely insane. I wound up myself getting like, I upfronted the $150, and then I rolled it into like $618 for trade-in credit.
I saw the picture of the receipt. I was astounded.
But yeah, my buddy Black Metal Gamer, he actually, well, him and Down Phoenix were talking about it in a chat, but Black Metal Gamer was the one who showed me this video, and I'm like, you know what? It's July 3rd. I don't got much time. I had a slow day at work, so I'm like, I'm a field technician, so I have I can drive around pretty much wherever I need to. So in between these jobs that I had, I would just stop. And that's kind of how I did it, man. And there were some guys who literally did that. They rolled this into like, there were people like who did this up to $1,000, $2,000. And apparently there's a way that you can roll your GameStop trade-in credit into Amazon. I didn't know you could do this. And there was people going out there buying like 4K TVs with this trade-in credit. But man, on July 4th, I looked at the trade values of these 12 games, and what GameStop did was they caught on and lowered. They pretty much hacked the trade-in value in half, so you couldn't really profit off of it. But real life cheat code, man.
Yeah, I missed out on that one, man. I didn't know, man. But hey, next time you guys catch on to some shit, man, hit me up. Send me that cheat code, man. Fucking print it out. like you did back in the day. I need that shit. I seriously didn't know like anything about that. Like I don't fuck with GameStop. You can call me what you want. I buy all my games digital because to me, I love the accessibility of just clicking the button, turning my console on. My game is there. It's there. I click it. I play it. I don't really collect even hard copies anymore unless I really, really want it. Like Destiny 2, I'm planning on getting the hard copy. But like that is like a very rare thing for me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because lately I've kind of felt the same way. Because like I'll stop playing a game on my Xbox and I'm like, I want to play this game because you can see it in your library, but it's like, oh shit, right. I need the disc. So I have to get up off my recliner, take about 10 steps to go into the game or the forum bonus room that we have, because that's where the bookshelf is with the games. Grab the game off the shelf, stick it in my console, and I'm like, I don't fucking feel like doing that. I'm so lazy.
First world problems, man.
Yeah, tell me about it. But like lately I was like, man, I'm kind of digging. I'm digging digital, man. I used to like kind of be against digital, but I'm like, nah, I could get used to this. I could do the digital thing.
And you can find some good deals, man. If you're looking for them, I mean, the deals are not terrible when they come about. I mean, some are really good. Some are fucking like I'm not still paying that much, but you know, you can find some even some good deals in digital.
Yeah, I just an example. The Microsoft, they're running that sale that you highlighted in your video, and they have Slain on there for $6, which is an amazing game. I would highly suggest get it if you like.
Yeah, I saw the video of it. I saw like a not a review of it, just like some gameplay footage to see if I was interested because you mentioned it to me. You know, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm so addicted to Overwatch. It's so hard for me to find another game to play outside of Overwatch. I know that sounds, but like it's hard for me. For me to get out of Overwatch, it has to be something I really, really want to play.
Yeah, well, no doubt. So before we move on, our good friend Black Metal Gamer made a quite the rap song about the whole game trade-in gate, whatever you want to call it, money glitch. He made a video about it, and we're gonna world premiere. I need that Xbox world premiere video.
DJ Khaled.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and we're gonna take a short little break because I need a new beer. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and we'll be right back.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the motherfucking GameStop hustling. Buy 2, get 1 free. As well as trading. 6 games or more for 60%. And if you're a pro member, get an additional 10%. So that's 70%, cuz. Let me tell you how my hustling goes about re-trading games for more dough. Gonna get some cash for pre-owned trash. If you don't like it, well, kiss my ass. Bought 2 games to get 1 free. And boys be hating cause their pussies bleed. You got a mad stack for trade-in cash. You catch some fuckers slipping, take the money and dash. Gotta buy Nintendo, don't be a hoe. Everybody sucks their dick like there's no tomorrow. You always want a mad stack their credit worth. If they gave me more money, my penis would burst. Motherfuckers, give me that credit boost. Loosen up your asshole, I'll fill it with juice. Exploit a motherfucker, get some games for free. More fun than jacking off until I bleed. I got 6 trade-ins, got 6 more, so let's get paid. I got 6 trade-ins, don't ask any questions, pay my way. I got 6 trade-ins, gonna retrade your fucking games. I got 6 trade-ins, so pay my way with credit trades. GameStop is ran by some fucking retards. Flip their own shit, get some credit cards. Gotta take advantage of their stupid promos, cause their business tactics are gayer than homos. Getting free shit is what I expect. As I take all your stock, your asshole I wrecked. The more they fucking panic and spread the news, the more I LOL as I shoot my goo. The greatest funny fucking thing of this haul is the motherfucking fact we fucked them all. I gotta tell you something. I think there's a conspiracy going on. with these goddamn GameStop employees working for the reptilian lizard race. It's a force to not be reckoned with, people. You should not buy their games. These games want to make our kids turn into communist, homosexual queers. Huh. These GameStop promos sound like a really good plan to get more games. I'm thinking of buying some PS3 hidden gems, maybe even PS4 hidden gems. Heck, I'll get my buddy over and maybe we'll look at Wii U games. What do you think, John Hancock?
Oh yeah, these look like exceptional deals. I look very much excited to getting these games, but unfortunately, I have a complete Wii collection and Wii U. Maybe I'll get some 3DS cases for some of my prototype games, but I don't condone homebrew hacks or ROMs because they're wrong. Unless John Rigg makes me a game about me in a NES cart, and then I support that.
That sounds like a terrific plan. I got 6 trade-ins. Got 6 more, so let's get paid. I got 6 trade-ins. Don't ask me questions, pay my way. I got 6 trade-ins. Give me more games, you fucking lame. I got 6 trade-ins. I'll fill your asshole with mayonnaise. Patreon!
Yeah, I saw it. I was just letting you know. I didn't know if that was a issue or not. Yeah, I saw it. Nah, I mean, yeah, it's a funny video. BMG is I like BMG, don't get me wrong, but like sometimes his content is just like kind of weird for me. Like, I mean, I like the dude, like he's funny sometimes, but sometimes I'm just like, that's fucking weird, bro. Like that's really weird. But no, I like the dude, man. He is quite hilarious at points. He did a stream one time about like virtual, like what was it called? Like surgeon simulator. Oh my god, I literally was crying laughing so fucking hard. It was so fucking funny.
There we go. Sorry, I lost audio for a second. Thanks for the chat to let me know that happened. Appreciate it, Down Phoenix. Man, that would have been bad. It's a good thing I was. Good thing they're looking out down there because I wasn't keeping an eye on my audio levels. Some rookie shit right there. You heard me though, so, and I'm sure they heard you. But yeah, man. You know what? I kind of think GameStop might have did it on purpose, to be honest with you, because they can't be that dumb. And
no, I really think they are. I really think they are. I didn't think they would. I don't think they would think anyone would catch on to something like that. I mean, I really don't think so. I don't think they would openly have themselves open for something like that. I don't think so. I don't think they would do. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. I don't think they would do anything to lose money in any way, shape, or fashion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a big corporation, so who knows how they think. But I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that it was a PR stunt. So who knows? I mean, it did get them a lot of attention. That's for damn sure. So maybe people are going to look out for deals a little bit more now than what they have. But yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, I took them for over $500. Well, almost $500. That's a lot of money. You know, multiply.
Fuck yeah, it is. Fuck yeah, it is.
Multiply.
You know what the fuck I could do with like $22? I take my ass to Wendy's like right now.
Dude, I literally went in there after I had that credit, and the cool thing about it was because I had all that because I was spending all that money, it counted towards my reward points. So on top of the trade-in credit, it was like, I don't know. It was like they came out to be like $60 of free pre-owned like coupons worth of reward points.
Yeah, but like I said, I visit GameStop maybe 2, maybe 3 times a year. Honest with you, man. I hit them up when it's at 2 for 1. I hit them up when there's Black Friday. Other than that, I'm told you, man. I'm straight digital, man.
See, I don't even fuck with GameStop on Black Friday, man. Oh, this is a rated R stream, by the way. If you haven't noticed, but it's funny because I try not to swear on my channel, but rated R.
Oh yeah, I tend to do that every once in a while.
So yeah, man, real life cheat codes, gotta love them. It's funny because my wife was like, I told her about it, and she literally laughed. She goes, "Don't they realize they're like?" Customer base is a bunch of nerds and they're gonna figure that shit out?" And I'm like, yeah, you would think.
They have nothing else better to do, man. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
scheming.
Dude, I went in there and I just like every game I wanted to play for like the last year and a half, I just bought that bitch. I was like, yep, I wanted that, I wanted that, I wanted that. I'm gonna get this one. Let me get that Xbox One S right there because the Xbox One X is horseshit in my opinion, and we'll get to that later. But
Overwatch on PS4, bro. You didn't know I played on Xbox One, man.
You know what? And I should have thought twice because my buddy across the street, he has an Xbox One. And on top of that, I have a PS4, the regular PS4, and they don't have a 5 gigahertz signal for their Wi-Fi. So my 2.4 is total shit. So anytime I want to do something online, I got to plug it into the Ethernet. And my PS4 is in my living room now, so I got like this little adapter. And I gotta hook that up. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm just gonna sell it or take it back and just do a swap for the Xbox One version. Plus, I like the gold infrastructure and the live infrastructure a lot better than PlayStation Network.
Well, I will say that I actually was vice versa to in the old generation, like Xbox 360. I thought was way better than PS3. And then now this generation, I find the PS4 infrastructure for like the online and everything way more easier than Xbox nowadays.
I guess I haven't done enough online, like actual online gaming. Like when it comes to chat and stuff like that, PlayStation Network all the way. It's a little bit easier to navigate.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. In my opinion, anyway. But no, I got a buddy like he plays like Xbox strictly. He's like, man, Microsoft is life, and I'm like, all right, cool, man. And that's the way I used to be until I got a PS4 and I saw.
I was like that last gen, and I was just disappointed in the titles this year, or this generation on an Xbox, and like it's kind of like Nintendo, but they have third-party support. Like the Microsoft games are great, dude. I love Gears, I love Halo. I'm a total bro gamer when it comes to that shit. I love Forza. Forza Horizon 3, by the way, is fucking amazing. If I haven't mentioned that. And
call me crazy, I've never played a Forza game yet.
See, I had Forza. My first Forza game was Forza 5 when I bought my Xbox One, and it was okay. I just don't like racing sims. I like more arcade style racers, and that's
yeah,
how,
me too.
That's how Forza Horizon is. But fuck, what was I saying before that? But yeah, anyways, I was all about Xbox, but then this gen, it's like, man, when's Gears 4 coming out? When's Halo 5? But Halo 5 was nah. You know, so I was like, man, PlayStation's getting all these exclusives, so
I kind of felt like this generation that, like, in the beginning, if you ask my opinion, in the beginning, I feel like Xbox already feel like they had the throne, so they took it super easy when PS4 knew that, like, they needed some making up to do, and they, like, jumped headfirst into everything, and I think that's why they came out on top this go around.
Yeah, plus it kind of seems like they knew what they were doing wrong and they noticed that, so they fixed it.
Right.
And I'm kind of seeing like Microsoft starting to realize that now, like, oh, we kind of fucked up. So right, Phil Spencer's like, you know, I mean, he really has, he's got a lot of work to do, but he has turned it around quite a bit. But
yeah, and honestly, I've picked up my Xbox One a lot more recently in like the last 3 months, and like I probably played my Xbox One more in the last maybe 3 or 4 months more than I've ever touched it since I bought it years ago.
Yeah, you know, and we'll get into that now actually, since we're on the subject of Xbox. But one of the things I bought with that trade-in credit was an Xbox One S, and I was seriously considering getting an Xbox One X. Because, I mean, I essentially wouldn't have paid shit for it, so why not? But at the same time, that would have been all I was getting, and then I wouldn't be getting games. So I started kind of looking at the One S, and then all this shit, like 3 days ago, came out about the One X and how everything's checkerboarded. Pretty much anything, the only thing pretty much that's going to run at native 4K is Forza at this point. Everything else is checkerboarded, upscaled. Sure, I'm sure it still looks pretty, but it's not true 4K like they said it was going to be. So I was like, you know what? I can wait. I can wait for 4K because what's going to happen is the PS5 is probably going to come out now. I guess rumored in 2019, I think, is what we're hearing. And that's probably more than likely going to be a true 4K console. So I'll wait. I'll wait till next gen for 4K. It's not ready yet. And I think this whole 4K gaming this gen is pretty much the equivalent of Sega Genesis and their blast processing. It's just smoke and mirrors for now.
And yeah, I also look at it this way as like it's also Sega as a Sega CD. It's also a Sega 32X. You know, like
Yeah.
they're not comparing with the. I mean, PS4 Pro came out first, and look, 4K exactly. I completely 100% agree with you. I have like several TVs in my house. Not one of them is 4K. I'm not ready for 4K, and I could give a fuck less about 4K. I'm happy playing some of my Xbox 360 games. I'm completely happy playing some of my PS3 games. I could give a fuck less about that stuff. It's great. It's fun. It's good to look at. It's great to, know this. It's going in this direction. But I honestly, when it comes to like the graphical thing, like I don't care. I don't care. As long as the game's fun. I mean, I have so many games on backlog. I'm completely content on finishing that before I jump into anything new.
You know what you can compare this to? You remember like the end of 6th gen where Xbox was and even PS2 was experimenting with HD output with the component. This is pretty much the same situation. Like that part of 6th gen, sure, there were some games that ran at HD out. None of them ran at 1080p. I think the highest one was like 720 on the Xbox. But even that, like, HD gaming was still new. And that's kind of where we're at with this gen. Like, sure, we might have some 4K gaming, but is it worth spending $500 for? Fuck no. Hell no, dude. No. The reason why I bought the One S was because, well, okay, it outputs at 4K. Is it running native at 4K? No, it's just being upscaled, which still looks better. But it's got a 4K Blu-ray player, and good luck finding a 4K Blu-ray player for like $200. So, like, I've got a 4K TV, and I don't even really care about 4K gaming because they haven't even nailed full 1080p at 60 frames yet.
Yeah, so, I agreed. Completely agree with that one. And I mean, I've got a pretty decent laptop, man. I mean, my laptop, anything I've thrown at it thus far, even with upscaling, et cetera, it's been able to handle. The only problem for me is when I play on my laptop, I cannot record and play at the same time, which is great for me when I do on consoles because I'm not taxing my computer that much. But when I try to do anything other than play, like, the new games that come out, like Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, I can't capture that footage. I can't stream that footage. I can just enjoy it and play it. But I do, like, if I'm enjoying a game or if I'm playing it, I want to review it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm really limited in that capacity of only being able to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy because, I mean, I know the 1060 will sometimes do 4K, and that's kind of what they're comparing the Xbox One X to, I think, the 1060 or 1070. And I mean, I know a lot of PC gamers, and I'm like, so yeah, man, how's 4K gaming? And they're like, if I can get it, it's okay. Like, there might be some games even on PC that I might be able to run on 4K with a fluid frame rate. So yeah, man, yeah. I'm waiting till next gen. I don't really want to support these iterative consoles to begin with, so I really don't want to throw my money at them because I don't know. To me, though, I think the Xbox One X, man, what are they going to do if PlayStation releases a PS5 and it's like 3 times more powerful? Dude, Xbox is going to be kind of fucked, I think.
When I think about these mid-console things, like my thought is, and I hope it doesn't go this route, but I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there, is that I think sometimes, Okay, so we've had these mid-console things. This is nothing new. This is completely like in the realm of normal. Like we've done this before, but what they've done is a lower cost console, and it doesn't push out as much, but it's a more cost capable console where people can afford it. It's easier for the company to produce it, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like this is the first go around where we've had a mid console that's more powerful than the last. And what I'm scared what's going to happen is we're going to start getting these mid-console updates where there's going to have exclusive games to them. And in order for you to play the new Zelda or the new Halo or the new Uncharted or whatever it may be, it's going to be, oh, you want to play this game that that you thought you were going to play on this console? You're going to have to buy the new mid-console launch. And I hope we don't get to that point, and I hope that's not the route they're going, but I do think that this is like kind of a test field to see where people are buying these things, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, though, it's just a next gen. So,
and the other games will incorporate it, but I think they're going to put like those high caliber games that people want in that mid console launch, like the really ones that people really, really want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I would actually, I kind of wanted the One X to be a new console generation. I mean, maybe delay it for another year, but I mean, that's not the case. I don't know. It'll be interesting next few years, man. If all the rumors are true with PS5 coming out in 2019, I think by then, I heard somewhere that the insertion rate of 4K TVs it's going to be like 50% in the US and 35% worldwide. So by then you'll have 50% of the TVs in the US are going to be 4K. So what's the PS5 going to look like? It might be a true 4K console, and now you have this Xbox One X. I don't know, man. I mean, the Forza can run at 4K, but that's Forza. I mean, it's pre-rendered scenes and a track and some cars. Right. So what happens when you add a Gears 5 to that, where you have bullets flying everywhere, you have, multiple enemies on screen, a smart AI, interactive, well, there's really not interactive environments in Gears, but maybe in some other games. So
I don't know, but starting PC gaming like 2 years ago, it's made me have a completely different outlook on console gaming. Like, I mean, I've seen what PCs are capable of, and it's made me realize, like, consoles are, when it comes down to brass tacks, they're way far behind. Way
for
far
sure.
behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, the line's getting smaller, but yeah, they still got a ways to go.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of PC titles that I never thought that I would see on a console, and that bridge is starting to be gapped. You know what I mean? Like some of the crazy indie games you would only get on Steam, et cetera, et cetera. You're starting to see those more on the PlayStation Store and the Xbox One store, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, man, it's it'll, like I said, it'll be interesting. So, but the Xbox One S, I would say if you have a 4K TV, it's worth an upgrade. I mean, alone for the 4K Blu-ray player, it's worth it. I do notice it's strange because I notice a better, the menu system interacts a lot better. I know the processor, I think, was like overclocked, and it supposedly improves it by like 7 to 10% or some shit. So maybe that's got something to do with it. But that, and it's a lot fucking smaller. So,
do you have a Kinect?
No, the One S actually isn't even compatible with the Kinect, but it still uses the Cortana voice features. It's built in. So,
did they make an adapter for it though?
There might be, dude. I don't really care about the Kinect. I never used it. I thought it was, I mean, there was like a few times last gen when my buddy had like a Kinect that he would bring over and we'd play that, but that was with 360, and I never got into it. It always just seemed clunky, and I would try and wave my hand and move screens, and it'd get all fucked up. The only thing I ever used it for was like turning it on and off. It'd be like Xbox on, Xbox, and then you wind up screaming at it because it doesn't turn on for you.
That's the only reason I use it for, because like I paid like $20 for it, and I'm like, I got to use it for something, so I just use it, just turn it on and off.
Yeah, you paid $20 for yours? That's not bad, dude.
Yeah, I got it at GameStop, man. On you say you don't fuck with them on Black Friday, but I got it at Black Friday. For $20, man.
Dude, you know why I don't go there on Black Friday? Because those stores are so damn small, and like I hate being close to strangers, dude. I want to punch people. And because people have no respect for others anymore. It's ridiculous. So, like, I just don't want to be crammed in a small area. Me and my wife, what we usually do is there's a Walmart down the road, and we'll wait till like 9, 10 o'clock at night when the crowd's cleared out, when the fucking lunatics are gone. Because there's deals all night. I mean, the deals are there. They're not going to be like the doorbuster deals, but you still get good deals, man. Like I bought Gears 4 last year for like $35, and it had only been out for a month, so I still got that. But we usually wait, and that's kind of what we do. But I don't do the GameStop thing, man. It's too crazy.
Yeah, I did it on Thanksgiving Day, and you know, I mean, that was my first time ever doing Black Friday. And yeah, I won't do that shit no more. It's too crowded. It's too much. I got no patience for that shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. So there was one last topic I wanted to cover, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. And so there was this Facebook group apparently, and I think it was in a collector group. I don't know. But some guy essentially blamed big YouTubers like the Game Chasers and Retro Liberty and all those guys. They blamed them for the increase in how hard it is to collect, the increase of sales numbers, or increase of prices, I guess. This is probably a better way to put it. But RGT85 Sean Long made a video about it. So this is where that part of the podcast where I might piss some people off, like my introduction stated. And I don't know. It seems like whenever this shit comes up, there's always one guy that feels he needs to like white knight all these YouTubers to be like, oh, it's not their fault at all. How dare you talk bad about them, you know? And this seems kind of like that situation. I like Sean Long. He's a good guy. I've talked to him on Facebook. I don't really know the guy very much, but yeah, man, what are your thoughts on that? Like, is YouTube to blame for expensive retro prices?
All right, so you want me to be 100% real with you? Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be real. This is the RetroBro live show. We say what we want to say.
Okay, absolutely. Okay. Now, who kicked all this shit off? Let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's start from the fucking get-go before we get to anybody who's, you know, doing whatever they're doing right now. AVGN, okay? His whole commentary and all that shit excited people to get into retro gaming. Right or wrong?
No, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And not only that, but it was a place for people that were all ready to go to expand and meet other people. So,
I mean, yeah, there was that thing, but he's the one who made it like popular. Okay, let's be honest. He's the one who made it super popular to play old games, etc., etc. Now, there was always this community. I'm not going to say there wasn't, but he's the one I feel that made this whole like community about old video games, and then like it went on to YouTuber to YouTuber to YouTuber to YouTuber, and now we're like at the point of like someone like Metal Jesus, who just owns games for the sake of making videos and owning games. Like that's his whole criteria of videos, is just owning games. It's not about gameplay. It's not how great they are. It's about, you know, what he owns, what he has, etc., etc. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I like Metal Jesus' content because sometimes he like puts me in a realm of I get to learn a thing about video games. But do I give a fuck if he owns them, or do I own them? Fuck no. I just like to learn about video games, know about video games. But I do think YouTube community has like just had this aura around, you know, if you are, you know, having these old video games, like it increases your subscriber count. It makes you a more popular YouTuber. It makes you like looked up, you know, better upon because you have the actual game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll give you an example. I have an eBay store. It's RetroBro Gaming, and like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hide that I resell video games. It's profitable, dude. It is literally, honest to God, it is fucking ridiculous how easy it is to sell Mario games. I'm not even kidding. Anything Nintendo I've ever listed, with the exception of a Wii, sells within 24 hours.
And that's Nintendo's fault.
And I can overprice everything, dude. I can be the highest person on there on eBay, and I guarantee you it will sell every time within 24 hours. Why is that? These are GameCube games. These are, you know, SNES games, Nintendo games. Why is that? Because it's in high demand. Why is it in high demand? Because retro is popular. You know, why is retro popular? Well, because of the internet. Like, look how much information we have. Is it only because of YouTubers, big YouTubers? No, it's not just them. For me, it's a big pie. I think the YouTubers are a big chunk of that pie.
No, I agree. 100%, man. 100%. Now, I'll also speak for this point, okay? There was a part of me years ago, and that's why I never got into emulation, because I felt like if I didn't own it, I wasn't really experiencing it. And you can call me whatever you want to call me for that, but getting older, having kids, not having money, and not really giving a fuck about, you know, if I'm really experiencing it, do I own it, blah, blah, blah. The whole point of the fucking end of the day is play the fucking game. Who gives a shit? If you want to play that fucking game, no matter what, if you have to emulate it, you cop it from fucking, you know, the store for this and you, whatever. It's all about playing the fucking game, man. End of the story, end of the day.
Now, here's a crazy question for you. Do you think emulation is the future of retro gaming?
No, absolutely not. It's not the future, because I will say that it's going to eventually be the future, because people are buying everything. They're holding on to it. They're not going to let it go. They're holding on to it, thinking it's going to be absurd. Like, they're going to turn into a millionaire in a couple of years by holding on to a game, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think it will be. What I'm saying is the future of it, like actually what it is. No, what it's going to probably turn into, yes, because people can no longer even buy these games. They're going to end up having to emulate them, because they actually, at the end of the day, they see someone, hey, I'm Metal Jesus, I have this game, this is so much fun, but if you want to play it, it's $499. Well, you know what? I got enough money to get a Subway sandwich or get drunk. You know what? I got two options, so maybe I'll emulate that shit.
I think, you know, we see a lot of these clone consoles, so there's a lot of hands in the pot. And as I sit back and I play my RetroPie, and I don't care about game prices, and I see all these retro consoles, at some point you gotta wonder which way the scale is gonna tip. And I don't know. I sometimes think I see a lot of people looking towards emulation, and I don't know, man. It's crazy, because people are just getting fed up with the prices. And going back to the whole YouTuber thing, look, I like the Game Chasers. I used to binge watch their shows. It was a good show when they actually had content, when they were going to flea markets. But they did a video recently where they covered a couple Xbox games. Some of them were pretty bad, actually. I thought it was kind of funny, because I own most of them. What's up, Cyber? Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate that you're here.
What up, bro?
And I had at the time, I think, 3 or 4 Xbox games listed on eBay. And they had sat on eBay for probably 3 to 4 weeks. That episode aired. All 3 of them sold within 2 days. So, are YouTubers the direct cause of the outrageous prices? No, it's not the direct cause, but I definitely think, like I said, I think it's a part of it.
I think that
and to really think it's not a part is just kind of you're kidding yourself. What's up, Black Metal Gamer?
BMG, whatever, bro. Hey, yeah, but I agree with. All right, listen. I feel that YouTubers are a big influential type of people. Okay, we all do YouTube, right? And we all like to watch YouTubers. Okay. But there's a lot of people out there who don't do YouTube, and they're completely influenced by people who are like collecting this game and collecting that game. I do feel that is a big part of why, oh, well, he's collecting this game. Maybe I should collect this game. This person's collecting this game. I need to collect this game. I do feel it's a big, I feel like YouTube, all right, gaming collecting, I don't feel was ever as big as it was until a couple of years ago when it was a big thing to do on YouTube. I don't feel that it was as big as it was before. Maybe it was a media thing where you see it more and you know more about it. Okay, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I do feel that it has opened a lot of people's eyes to the collecting, et cetera, et cetera. But I do feel that YouTube is a big part of it. That's my honest retort to it.
Well, yeah, and Black Metal Gamer makes a good point. He says it's the internet and social media's fault. And you look at, okay, when did this kind of really kick off? Probably 2009, 2010 area. 2012 was when it really hit its stride. What did we see come to fruition within those years? I mean, 2008, MySpace, garbage. And then Facebook, YouTube really got big. So as we see this incline of social media, that's when we see the incline of these YouTubers. And it kind of really all coincides with one another.
Yeah. And, you know, like I said, I mean, the AVGN, I feel, is the one that started it off. Like, retro was cool. Like, he didn't make it a big deal about like collecting is cool, but like just because you saw his collection, he had these games, he was nerdy. You know, a lot of nerds gravitated to him about having his content, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like people started to get more entwined with, like, you know, playing retro games. Like, that's what drew them to it. And now I feel like it's completely tornadoed out of fucking the realm of reality, where people are just buying shit for left and right just to say they own something, to give a fuck less about the actual game. It's about a fucking dick measuring contest about who owns it, who doesn't own it, and that's, I feel like that's what it's fucking turned into, man.
Well, and you make a good point, because you said at this point it's become a status symbol. Well, why has it become a status symbol? Because you have people like AVGN, Metal Jesus Rocks, who I like his channel as well. I watched a lot of his early stuff when I really got into retro gaming. Well, at least when I realized other people liked it, I thought I was just a fucking weirdo. And I was like, hey, this Metal Jesus Rocks guy, like, he likes old video games. That's pretty cool. So I watched his videos. But anyways, why has it become this status symbol?
Because people like me and you are not as impressionable as maybe some other people.
Well, right, and here's what I'm saying. Why has it become this? Because people are impressionable and they see videos like the Game Chasers, you know, getting this epic deal for Little Samson for $15. So, oh man, I need to, dude.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same reason.
Really fucking popular. I really need to get that game so I can show all my friends.
It's the same reason people watch fucking what's that, Storage Wars, or some people watch fucking Pawn Shop. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, and just because we're sitting here and we're saying that they contributed, it doesn't mean we hate the guys. Like, I'm not talking shit about anybody here.
Right, right.
Although, you've never been on. I've done plenty of videos before that got out of control, and certain people saw them and got pissed off, and I'm fucking troll. That's why when you go back and listen to this, you'll see the whole whether he's your, you know, troll or a favorite show. The reason why I have this, because I am considered this troll within the gaming community, because I'll call it for what it is. If you want to call it trolling, then fine, okay, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass, and I'm not going to, you know, sugarcoat anything, and it is the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, all right, you call me what you want to call me, bro, but I don't even play old school games that much. Like, I don't. Like, I look for what's coming out, what's new.
They're more fun to play. Like, it's a new experience. I've already played
exactly. Sonic. Yeah, like, I mean, to go back and play Sonic, like Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, like, cool. I'll you know what? If I'm feeling really nostalgic, I'll go back and check it out. But I'm really checking for what's new, what's coming out. I'm really looking for the next thing that, like, I really want to fucking play. I'm really into, like, sci-fi survival horror games. Like, that's like my favorite genre of all time. Like, that's what I check for, is shit like that, like Dead Space, et cetera, et cetera. I like shit like that. You know, like, I like Overwatch. I like, you know, I mean, my taste has changed over the years. And what I'm getting at is, I don't really play old school games. If people are obsessed with the old school, I get it. I live to listen to like 90s hip hop. I give a fuck about 2000s and above. 90s hip hop was my favorite genre. But if something new comes out, I'm not fucking like gonna just completely just, you know, neglect it and like not listen to it. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's a new experience playing a new gen game. You know, every now and then, like if I want to play Sonic and I'm like, shit, I got like 10 minutes to play a game. What can I play? Oh, quick, Retro will probably do the first level in Sonic, or you know, I'll play a world in Mario or whatever. But you know,
and that's why I like and I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but that's why I like Overwatch, because like, man, I'm like 33 years old. Okay, I have 4 kids. I don't have a lot of time for games. Overwatch is a game that like I know I enjoy playing. I love playing it. I know I only have like 35 or 40 minutes. I know I can squeeze in 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 matches. And like now I need to go back and do, you know, big boy stuff and grow up and, you know, do my things that I need to do outside my house. So that's why I have gravitated to games like that and shorter games. Like I just bought Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U. And I'm just now finding out the game's like 60 fucking hours long. I'm like,
oh,
I don't got time for that shit.
I bought Neo because, look, I'll probably never beat Neo, but from what I hear, it's like one of those ridiculously hard games, and it's extremely original, and I want to experience that game. Like I'll probably never beat it. I still haven't beaten Dark Souls 3 yet. But I love the game and I love the experience. And for me, it's like to sit down and play a brand new game that I've never played before, never experienced. That trumps having a game I played 25 years ago sitting on a shelf in its original box. Like you said, going back, you know, unless you got some sort of sentimental value for it.
And to me, there's nothing like that first 30 or 45 minutes of a new game. Nothing beats that experience. I don't care if it's good, bad, or ugly. Playing a new game, the first 45 minutes to an hour, regardless of how good or bad or ugly it is, there's nothing that beats that, man.
And that's when you know whether or not you're going to like a game or not. Like, I'll give a game 4 hours. Generally, yeah, probably about 3 to 5 hours. But I'll know within the first 30 minutes if I like the game or not. Perfect example. Ori Definitive Edition was on sale, is on sale for that summer sale for $10. I'm like, well, this is supposedly a really good game, so for $10, even if it sucks, it was only $10.
Yeah.
Dude, I turned that game on at like 11 o'clock at night before bed just to check it out, and like 3 hours, well, it was probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours go by, and I'm just completely absorbed into this game, and I'm like, this game is fucking amazing. And like, I don't know. I like that moment more than, like you said, having a shelf full of video games that I spent way too much money on.
Yeah, real shit.
So, man, that's it for topics. I'll go through the comments real quick before we bail out. Cyber says 2010 collecting got out of control. Yeah, I remember buying Dreamcast games back in probably 2007, 2008 for like a couple bucks. Good games like Soul Calibur. I mean, Soul Calibur was only $10, but good games for like $3 on Amazon. And I think they were like new at that time. They were like leftover new games.
Yeah, I fucked up, man. I bought so many Dreamcast fucking games, and now I look on eBay and I see what they're going for. I'm like, why? What the Dreamcast fuck did you do, man? I'm like, you could have made so much bank right today. I mean, I could put my kids through college for how much fucking Dreamcast games that I bought, and what they're fucking going for now. It's insane, man.
And you know what's funny about Dreamcast is you can burn those games.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, you know, like we were just talking about, it's the people who they gotta have the official shit, man.
But we're at an hour and 13, man. So I'm gonna. Dreamcast games are fuck shit expensive now, Cypher says. Yeah. So anyways, hey man, thanks for coming on, dude. I'm going to try and make this, if I can make this a weekly thing, great. It honestly, it depends on how many games I'm playing. Like, cuz sometimes I'll just sit back and just be like playing a game, like I don't feel like doing anything else. I'm just going to play this game for 3 hours. But I'm going to try and at least make this bi-weekly. So you're more than welcome to come on anytime, man. This was an awesome episode. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Much obliged for having me on, man. I really do appreciate it, sir.
So, yeah, man, on that, I'm going to hit this music. Dude, have you ever heard this Shell Shock song?
Shell Shock?
Yeah, it's from the Ninja Turtles movie, which I really like. Oh, so, hey, man, I'm going to throw this out there real quick. Power Rangers movie, have you seen it?
No, my son randomly got into the old Power Rangers show back like when we were kids, because it's on Netflix now. And like, all right, look, I was in the Ninja Turtles, I was in the Transformers. I remember my best friends when I was a kid inviting me over, and they were like, "Hey man, check out the show," and I watched it, and it was Power Rangers. It was fucking garbage to me. Okay,
dude, okay. If you didn't like the old Power Rangers, you might not like the movie. But if you have any interest ever in the old Power Rangers, go watch the new Power Rangers movies. I see, this is a prime example of why I don't fucking watch reviews or anything, because this shit. Oh, hold on. This shit. Oh, god damn it. This shit is. I thought it was a really good movie.
I'll check it out, man. I'll watch it with my son, man. He's all about the Power Rangers right now, so I'll check it out with him.
But, yeah, man. Until next time, dude. I'll see you on the next episode, bro.
Together ain't no way we gon' fail. You know I got your back, just like a turtle shell. Nobody do it better. All my brothers tryna get some cheddar. We all wanna cut like the shredder. Me and my bros come together for the dough. Bought the orange Lamborghini, call it Michelangelo. With the nunchuck dough, and I'm pulling up slow. When we fall up in the party, they know anything goes. Check my Rolex, they say I'm the man of the hour. All this green in my pockets, you can call it turtle power.